Have you ever wanted to increase your brain's performance? Today, we are going to talk about how you can do exactly that, and I've got really great news. You are probably much smarter than you think. So I often get this question, is how do I increase my brain's performance? And I love the question, but I'm often confounded by it. I mean, why do you not think that your whole brain is performing for you? And then I remember, in the 1980s, there was research that came out that said that you're only using 10% of your brain. You've probably heard that before, and Hollywood ran away with it. This is false information. In actual fact, you are using 100% of your brain all of the time. Your subconscious is probably not even 90% of your processing power. It's probably 99.9% of your processing power. What this means, though, is that even though it's your subconscious, it is constantly active for you all the time. That's why it's subconscious, is because there's so much going on in there. If it was conscious, you'd be constantly bombarded with a whole bunch of thoughts, a whole bunch of problem solving, a whole bunch of processing that would really weigh you down. So the good news is that you are in fact using 100% of your brain, but further to that, your subconscious brain is really, really powerful. In fact, if your conscious brain was about, let's call it a cubic foot, your subconscious brain would be the size and bandwidth and processing power of the Milky Way. And so what we know is your subconscious brain is not only super powerful, and you are using 100% of it all of the time. The other interesting thing about the subconscious is that as you go through life and as you are, asking yourself questions and challenged by things, your subconscious is constantly working on those issues. And so the way I like to think of it is that your subconscious, it has your back. It's constantly trying to think of solutions. It's constantly trying to work things out. It's constantly working for you so that your life can be the best one possible. So you are much smarter than you think. You are using way more of your brain than you ever thought possible. So even though you are using 100% of your amazingly powerful brain, I do have some tips for you about how it is that you can increase your brain power, as it were, or your brain's performance, all based on the latest neuroscience research. The first piece of advice is that you would get enough sleep. I know how easy it is to start to sacrifice sleep. There's a video game you want to play, there's a movie you want to watch, you're trying to binge watch something on Netflix. It's too easy to want to sacrifice sleep. However, getting enough sleep is absolutely critical for your brain's function. So, if you want your brain to perform even better for you, it's already amazingly powerful, you're already smarter than you think, make sure that you get enough sleep. My seventh tip for you is to make sure that you are constantly drinking water and that you're never allowing your brain to get dehydrated. This might seem really straightforward, but your brain actually gives up water first, then you deplete from your cells, and then you feel thirsty. So by the time you're feeling thirst, your brain is already not capable of functioning because it's given up a lot of water to your cells and to your body. So if you really want to increase your brain's processing power, your intelligence, how much performance it's giving you, make sure that you're drinking consistently small amounts of water so you never get dehydrated. Another thing you can do to make sure that you're increasing your brain's performance, do things you like. I know this seems pretty straightforward, but you wouldn't believe the number of people who ask me why it is their brain doesn't seem to want to perform on some menial or really boring task, and it's because it's a menial, boring task. So if you have an option, work on things you like, or, and this is my little secret, if you have to do things you don't enjoy, you don't like, try to find what you like about it or why you are doing it that you appreciate, the purpose in what you're doing. If you work on things you like, you'll be amazed how powerful that brain of yours is. My next piece of advice based on the research, you really want that brain to perform better for you? Drink some caffeine. Now, caffeine, there is a limit to how much we can drink. There is such a thing as too much. However, caffeine has been shown to increase neural performance and how powerful your brain both is and feels. So, you want to increase your brain power, you just have a little bit of caffeine. Want to increase how performative your brain is? Jump around. Literally, jump around. It turns out that movement is like magic to your brain. If you want to increase blood flow, oxygen flow to your brain, if you want to increase your knowledge and learning and memory networks, Movement is like magic to your brain, and what they've shown is even just a 15-minute walk will actually increase all of those things, and therefore your brain's performance, or how well your brain is able to perform for you. Another thing that increases your brain's performance, it's counterintuitive, but it's daydreaming. If what you do is you allow your brain to drift and to daydream, you're actually accessing your subconscious brain. And as we've covered, your subconscious brain is hugely powerful. In fact, the vast majority of your processing power is housed in that subconscious. You access your subconscious by basically letting your conscious brain relax. So if you do more drifting, more daydreaming, you're actually accessing subconscious parts of your brain, and you're listening to it for the answers that it has. Finally, piece of advice number 1. This is actually research out of Australia that is cutting edge, it's brand new. But what those researchers found was that even if there was no specific visualization, no specific directive, no specific exercises, just the act of looking inward, almost like visualization or meditation, just the act of looking inside your brain and saying, hey brain, operate for me better, it did. And so in fMRIs, what they were able to show is that just thinking about making your brain more performative made it perform better. So tip number 1 is to think when you're having that moment that you're frustrated or you really want your brain to be its full operational self for you, just look inward, have a moment, say, hey brain, let's operate better, and it will. I'm obsessed with your brain. Your brain is a world wonder. It is one of the most amazing organisms, most amazing organs ever known to man. And so your brain is absolutely the most powerful thing it can be. It is performing very well. You are using 100% of it. You are definitely smarter than you think. If you liked this video and you want more such tips to keep your brain as operational and performative as possible, please like and subscribe, and we will see you